Hello, this is Kim, the Divine Warrior Goddess, and being inspired to talk about master manipulators because that has been a common theme in my life, and I urge you to take a look at your life and look for your themes and patterns, because that's the only way to break them. So my big thing is master manipulators. And these are people my entire life that I thought I could trust. I loved them. And I didn't realize until 10 years ago that this was a theme. And it was very hard for me to see because I always felt very weak. So I was very trusting to people because I thought they had my best interest at heart. It's hard for someone like me that has a very pure soul and not a mean bone in my body. So it's hard for me to imagine that other people don't. Not that I'm naive, because I'm not. And I'm much more awake now than I used to be. But being manipulated has been a big problem for me. And it started early, where people would manipulate me to do what they wanted. I was very easily swayed because I was a people pleaser and a codependent. But I thought these people really had my best interest at heart, and they did not. And waking up to that, it's not been super easy or fun to realize, especially people close to you, that you felt safe with and thought they loved you with all of their heart, and then you see all the manipulation that's been going on your entire life. But see, that's what healing is like. It's like the peeling of an onion, and you're taking it off one layer at a time. So, this started in my childhood and my marriage, and even on my spiritual path, which I don't talk about much, but I started taking classes with someone and became a part of a spiritual group, which I called my spiritual family, because we were a family, and I was with them for 15 years. And we started a church together, and I dedicated my life to service, to God, or the universal life force, whatever you want to call it. I dedicate myself with them, and we started a spiritual church, and I was an ordained minister in that church for many years. And it was a huge awakening when I realized that the leader was very toxic and was in fact a master manipulator. And I believe she started out pure, and then the power got to this person, and it became their way or the highway, basically. We didn't have a voice, even though they made it appear that we did. And once I started to realize the toxic side of this soul, I wanted to leave, but I couldn't because my guides and angels told me I needed to stay. So I stayed for another year. And it was the longest year of my life, but I'm very glad that they had me do this, because then I could very clearly see the dynamics of everything that was happening there. And I have absolutely no regrets for leaving. And if I would have left immediately, I would have always wondered and probably regretted that decision. Because it has been sort of a lonely ride when I was used to a spiritual family that understood, because we all grew together, to being alone and on my own. So that was hard, but I don't regret it. And after I left, I met someone else that also was someone that had gone to the church and active in that spiritual church. And they told me some things, conversations that had transpired between them and the leader. And basically, the leader made things up and lied about me to all of the other ministers. And I'm just blown away by the whole thing. But anyhow, master manipulation has been a common theme in my life. And no more. No more. And I know I've said this before in other videos, but I would rather be alone than be with toxic people. And the leader used to joke about, drinking the Kool-Aid. And to be honest, she does have all the other ministers drinking the Kool-Aid. and that's their path. And that's okay, because that's where they're at. But I couldn't allow it anymore. And so I urge you to take a look at your patterns and try and change them. Don't try, do it. And have self-respect. And know that your life will not end if you end it with certain people. People that are using you and manipulating you. End it now. I don't have time for that. And you shouldn't either. So thanks for listening. And I hope to hear from you soon. If you like this video, please share it and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Divine Warrior Goddess. And I'm also Divine Warrior Goddess on Facebook, and my website is KimberlyAnnsTreasures.com, and all of that information will be below. So thank you so much for watching, and have a blessed and beautiful life. Take care.